A little over a year ago, it used to take me about 6 hours to draft and script one YouTube video. And I know that seems quite long. It's because I was a perfectionist. On top of running my business, being a father of two, this whole scripting process that takes 6 hours, sometimes a couple of days, is simply not sustainable. And it made me want to quit YouTube a bunch of times. Hi everyone, I'm Helmi. I spent upwards of $15,000 in YouTube coaches and consultants, but the only thing they taught me was try to go viral as much as possible, which doesn't really work if you're a business owner doing YouTube. Then I talked to my clients and they said they found me from my low view videos that were simply telling a story about my journey. So I reverse engineer why that worked, and now I help founders, coaches, and consultants get clients from YouTube too without becoming a full-time YouTuber. So at the end of this video, you'll have a very clear framework and a downloadable scripting template you can use so you can script client attracting videos within 30 minutes. All right, we're going to cover point number one, which is having the right mindset about scripting. There's usually two camps when it comes to YouTube scripting. Camp A is for people who like to script word for word. So it ends up becoming like this really long paragraph. The pros to that is that usually your videos will become on point. You'll cover everything, it flows really well. The downside, however, is that it usually takes a lot of time for you to write this up. And you can't use AI to write it for you, because when you read what AI wrote, it will sound totally not like you, which defeats the whole purpose of you making videos, because you want people to like you. So camp B is for some people who don't have any script, no outline, no nothing. They just completely wing it, right? Completely raw dogging the whole thing. And the pros to this is that it makes the video creation process kind of fun and easy, but you will have really low retention rate because you tend to ramble because there's no guardrails. So when your video has low retention because you're rambling, it will tell the algorithm, hey, a lot of people are clicking off from this video, so they stop showing your videos out to the people. So I had to figure out a way to script YouTube videos to get clients without burning out in the process. So I tried this hybrid approach, and where the most important part of the script, which is the intro and the outro, is what I script word for word. But the middle part, which is the meat and potatoes of the script, is in bullet points. And the bullet point allows me to save time and allows me to riff, because I'm the subject matter expert. I'm supposed to be able to do that, right? And with this framework, I get leads reaching out to me from videos with even less than 100 views. So which type are you? Are you team scripting everything word for word? Are you team scripting things bullet point or completely winging it? Or are you team C, which is kind of like me? We kind of have, you're in between A and B. Point number two, we're going to start with tools for scripting. And a year ago, I thought I need all the fancy gear to produce these YouTube videos to get clients. Chief among which a lot of people ask is, do I need a teleprompter? A teleprompter is this device that you put over your camera where you can put your script there. So basically you just read the script off, and because your camera is exactly where the script is, your eyeballs look like you're talking to the camera, but not really. You're really reading from the script. But it is not designed for content creators like you and me. So those are for like news reporters. So the news reporter is not an industry expert. They're just reading whatever somebody writes for them. You as a subject matter expert, you're an authority, you're an industry leader. You do not want to be reading a script. And you want to write your script in some sort of app that you can access anywhere. So for example, I use Google Docs and Notion. Both are the free version. I'm not paying for any of these. So don't worry too much about you losing eye contact, like how I am right now. I'm talking to you, but at the same time kind of referencing the notes and looking back at you. That going back and forth, there's a little bit of training on how you can minimize that going back and forth in the editing later. So I'm going to link to the video how to do that right here. So is this making sense so far? What apps are you using to script out your videos, if you're scripting at all? Comment down below. All right, so now we're going to go into the meat and potato of this video, which is the framework for the video outline. So let's get into how to outline your video within 30 minutes. That gets you clients. So before I discovered this hybrid framework, my script was simply too long. It was too detailed. I tend to cram too much into a video and overwhelm the viewer. And I find it really hard to design thumbnails and titles as well that match the video, because I was talking about too many things. And the result for this is that my video tanked, meaning it doesn't really get any views, is not getting pushed out. Because people, either they never click on the first place because the thumbnail has nothing to do with the content, or they click and then they're like, what is this? This dude's rambling, or he's like too detailed into something, and then they click off. So that signals to the algorithm this may not be a good video, and therefore they stop pushing the video. So I had to think of a way to incorporate engaging storytelling frameworks that works for business owners. Because if I don't do that, every time I script a video, which takes time, every time I record, which also takes time, and edit and design time, all this requires time, effort, money. It's all gonna go down the tubes. And eventually I'm gonna quit YouTube, which I don't want. And I don't want that to happen to YouTube. So I'm gonna walk you through how I do this, but there's also a link down in the description below so you can download this template for free. So my storytelling framework consists of 4 parts. All right, so this is my script that you can download. This is currently on Notion, but you can copy this to your Google Docs. Okay, so this is kind of the overview of everything. So looking at the overview, it consists of 4 main parts. So the first part is this one, which is the purpose of the video. I didn't have this before, and that's why my videos were all over the place. And then the second part is the hook. The third part is the body. And then the fourth part is the call to action, the outro. Now let's go over this one by one. So before you start scripting anything, it's super important for you to fill out the purpose of the video. So you do that by answering 3 questions. The first one is, what is the specific outcome your clients want when they watch this video? So here's some tips. You toggle this down. You have to tell them what they're gonna get, not what you do. Okay, so everything said in this video will flow back into this one statement. So I'll give you 2 examples. Let's say you're a speech therapist. You're gonna say speech therapy services. But a better way to say this is getting your child to speak clearly and confidently before they start kindergarten. Another bad example is comprehensive wealth management. A better way to say this is knowing how you can retire by 60 without running out of money. So what is the specific outcome that the viewer is gonna get after they watch this video? So fill that in. Should be like 1, maximum 2 sentences. Now the second question is, what is your contrarian take on how to achieve this outcome? Now this is very important, because if you don't have a contrarian take, then you're not different. Then map out the 3 to 5 steps to reach this contrarian outcome. So step 1, 2, 3. This will become the outline of your video. So now you have a very clear purpose of the point of the video, because before this I didn't have this. So I went straight to like writing, the intro and stuff like that. So then the video tend to like kind of go here, kind of go there. They put too much in and not enough. And people just like, what is this video about? Okay, so then we move on to the next part, which is the hook. There's 2 parts of the hook. Hook number 1 is actually the packaging, the thumbnail and the title. So the first hook, they're interested, they click. Then there's the second hook, which is the first 30 seconds of the video. So let's cover the first hook here. So here I have the original inspiration. So usually when you do a video, you might get the idea originally from somebody else, but then you want to make your own spin and your own contrarian take about that video. So place that video here so you have some sort of reference on how to package the video. And over here is your title and thumbnail ideas. So you can just write down a bunch of your title versions that you have, and then you can use this website, thumbsup.tv, to test how your thumbnail and titles look like together. So you paste them here, and then after a while you can see like which one you want to split test, right? So then we move on to hook number 2, which is the first 30 seconds of the video. What is the problem you're trying to fix? You start with stating the problem. So a bad example is, I struggle with admin work. Even though that's true, that's kind of bad. So a good way to say this, 3 years ago, I spent 50 hours a week on admin work instead of servicing my clients. Now that's better, it paints a story. So what is your problem that you're trying to fix in this video? State that in. It's supposed to be 1 sentence. Then what are the stakes? In other words, what is the cost of inaction? If they don't do the thing that you tell them to do, what's going to happen to them? So what are they going to lose? Are they going to lose time, money, relationship, opportunities? Make it kind of emotional, but not trauma dumping. So a bad example is, I realize I need a better solution. Correct, but boring. A better example is, I missed my daughter's soccer game, fixing a preventable client emergency. Then you should have like a 15-second personal moment to build trust and relatability. This is the short version of your backstory. So for me, is what I said in the beginning of this video is, hi, I'm Helmi. I burned 15K on YouTube gurus who only taught me how to go viral before I realized my low view videos of me telling a story were the one that actually got me clients. On this channel, I help founders, coaches, and consultants attract clients from YouTube without becoming a full-time YouTuber. So every video would have this short version of your backstory to qualify why should people listen to you. Then you're going to immediately say what they're going to get after watching this video. So they would stick around and know that if this is for them or not. So just say something like, in this video, you're going to learn X, Y, and Z, so ultimately you can achieve this thing, which is the title of the video. Then we move on to section number 3, which is the body. So the body is where you talk about the 3 to 5 points that you listed above, which is here. These are the segments of the body. But within each of those points, it should be following the classic storytelling framework, which is the mirror, the problem, the stakes, the aha moment, and then the bridge. Then you go to point number 2, you repeat that thing. Point number 3, you repeat that thing. I noticed this is the perfect way to incorporate stories into your teaching that would resonate with your target audience and keep it entertaining, and they would see you as the thought leader. And then the lastly is call to action. So this is where you say, now you know how to do X, which is the title of the video, but you probably need to know how to do Y, which is the next thing. In order for you to know how to do that, watch this video next. Point of the screen of your computer, and you can tag the next video to watch. So there you go. Now that you understand how to plan and outline your client attractive videos within 30 minutes, the next thing you want to explore is how to hold eye contact while you're reading out your script. You know, how to do that, right? So luckily for you, I have the video for that. You can watch that video right here.